Today I'm looking at the Nikon Coolpix A900 point-and-shoot camera. Now, unlike most point-and-shoot cameras, the A900 comes with a larger sensor for better image quality, and because of that, a heftier price tag. At first glance, the A900 is a pretty good-looking camera with a mix of metal and plastic parts making up its body. It's currently available in two colors, black and silver. I'm testing the silver version today, but I'll leave links to both colors below. The A900 has a Nikkor 35x zoom lens, which tucks itself compactly back into the camera body once you turn off the camera. The A900's rubberized front grip isn't very deep, and I do wish Nikon had made it a bit deeper. However, since it isn't very heavy or bulky, it's actually pretty comfortable to shoot with, even with one hand. It has all its major buttons and dials on top, with a zoom toggle built around the shutter button. The top surface also has a pop-up flash built into it. The buttons on the rear face are also pretty well laid out, with the video record button placed such that you can easily hit record, and this is important since the camera records 4K video. More about the 4K video quality in a bit. The camera's main interface and viewfinder is this 3-inch LCD, which doesn't just flip over for selfies and vlogs, but can also hinge outwards, so you can take shots at almost any position. You can take pictures and videos of things that are taller than you, and even take shots of things much lower than you. Rather surprisingly though, it isn't a touchscreen, and I really do miss having a touchscreen to touch and focus on subjects or scroll through menus. Despite this, the menus are pretty easy to access, and everything's exactly where you'd expect to find it. The A900 is powered by this battery that lives in a compartment on the bottom. Nikon doesn't provide a standalone battery charger to charge the batteries, and instead provides a micro USB cable and wall adapter to charge the battery inside the camera. I'm not a big fan of this because over time the USB port wears out and you'll find it hard to charge the camera. If you do get the A900, I recommend buying a standalone charger and spare batteries so you can pop a new battery in when your battery runs out of juice. I'll leave a link to a battery charger and spare batteries below in case you're looking to buy one. The SD card also lives inside this little compartment, and when it comes to SD cards, I recommend using a card with at least a UHS Class 3 rating if you plan to shoot 4K videos. Again, if you're looking to buy one, I'll leave a link to the one I recommend right below this video. The A900 can also be mounted to a tripod if you need to do that, and you can also connect the camera to a TV using the micro HDMI connector on the side. The pictures from the Nikon A900 were actually pretty good. While you can't expect DSLR quality images, the color reproduction's very impressive, the pictures were correctly exposed, and everything was nice and sharp, as you can see from these shots that were taken with the camera in the auto mode. The camera also performed decently when taking low light pictures. The pictures were fine even with the flash off, but with the flash on, the pictures looked much sharper and more natural. Most people looking to buy this camera are probably upgrading from a smartphone or less expensive point-and-shoot. So when I started testing the camera, I wanted to see how its pictures compared to the iPhone 7. Now right out the door, the Nikon has an advantage. It takes 20 megapixel photos, while the iPhone's pictures are 12 megapixels. Megapixels aren't exactly the best test of image quality, so I took pictures with both the iPhone 7 and the Nikon and tried to capture the same exact image with the same exact studio lighting conditions. What I found though was very surprising. The iPhone 7's pictures were actually better exposed and had a much more pleasing aesthetic, as you can see in these shots. The Nikon's pictures were a bit underexposed, and the colors just weren't as natural or well reproduced. When it comes to video, the camera can shoot 1080p at 60 fps in addition to the extremely important 4K video at 30 fps. When I tested the 4K video, I came away pretty impressed. The colors were very well reproduced and everything looked nice and sharp. Is it professional grade 4K video? Certainly not. But for a point and shoot that sells for under $400, it's pretty decent. So the video you're seeing right now is from the Nikon A900 with the flip screen flipped up so I can actually see myself. So it actually works as a vlogging camera, and the audio that you're hearing is the audio that's being recorded directly into the A900. Now I have it handheld. You could always put it on a tripod, but if you're just using it for vlogging, it'll work really well handheld, especially since it's pretty light, and I like that flip screen. It really helps to get your shot set up. One of the biggest gripes I have with this camera is its focusing capabilities when zoomed in almost all the way. When you're zoomed in and want to capture a shot or video, the camera tends to hunt and struggle quite a bit, as you can see here. Now, is this a problem that happens all the time? Not really, but if you do plan to get a close-up, zoomed-in shot, it might take you a few tries to lock the focus, and that can be a bit annoying. Now, the A900 does come equipped with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and NFC, so you can theoretically connect it to your tablet or phone. However, when I tried to connect the camera to my iPhone 7 using the Nikon SnapBridge app, it just didn't connect. It refused to pair with my phone despite several attempts to try to get it to pair. And I really don't recommend using this app. It's pretty clunky and not very well executed, so till Nikon fixes the app, I really don't recommend wasting your time with it. So do I recommend the Nikon Coolpix A900? Well, that really depends. If you don't have a phone with a very good camera like the iPhone 7, iPhone 6s, or Samsung Galaxy S8, and you want a compact camera to travel with, I definitely recommend the A900. However, if you already have a phone with a good camera, it's certainly not worth the upgrade. And if you're looking for a camera to take much better pictures and videos than your phone, I'd recommend getting the Sony A5000 or A5100, which come in at about the same price as the A900. I'll leave links to all three cameras below. If you already own one of these, I'd love to hear about your experience. Feel free to leave me a comment below. And if this video has been useful, hit that like button and subscribe for more reviews, unboxings, and how-to videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.